I hadn't even closed the Uber door when Grandma asked it. Her voice wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. Confusion has weight when it comes from someone who never forgets anything. I felt it settle on my shoulders as I walked up the driveway of the house, looked at the same white walls, trimmed hedges, the faint smell of jasmine, but something inside it had already rotted, knew that I'd known it for months still. The question hit like a blade, sliding between ribs. Before I could answer, my mother smiled. Not apologetic, not hesitant, a smile practiced in mirrors. Her sister needed it more. The air died. No one spoke, not my aunt, not my father, not even my sister, who stood there pretending to scroll through her phone like she hadn't driven my SUV here. Grandma didn't blink. She looked at my mother for a long moment, then at my sister, then back at me. And then she did something none of them expected. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I learned early that betrayal rarely announces itself. It arrives politely, quietly, like a guest who knows exactly which room to sleep in. When they bought me that SUV for my 24th birthday, it wasn't just a gift, it was a declaration, a symbol of trust, of independence, of acknowledgement that I had earned something. I still remember the keys in my palm, cold metal heavy reel. My mother hugged me too tightly. My sister clapped like it was a show. Grandma kissed my forehead and whispered, "This is yours. Don't let anyone make you forget that." I should have listened harder. Back then, I believed in family loyalty the way children believe in gravity, unquestioned, absolute. It didn't see how my mother's smile lingered too long on things that weren't hers. Didn't notice how my sister's needs were always louder, always urgent, always deserving of sacrifice that never came. From her, I was the stable one, the reasonable one, the one who didn't need much. So they took from me. Quietly at first. The first sign was small. My registration papers weren't in the drawer where I kept them. I told myself I'd moved them. Stress does that, life does that. Then the insurance renewal email went to my mother's address instead of mine. Then one evening, my sister borrowed the SUV just for the weekend. She didn't return it. When I asked, my mother said, "Why are you being difficult?" She has kids. She didn't. But lies, I've learned, don't need to be accurate. They just need to be confident. I didn't yell, didn't cry, didn't accuse. I watched. I started checking dates, messages, bank records. I learned the SUV had been transferred legally, cleanly, a signature at the bottom of a form I had never seen. Forged. By someone who knew my handwriting better than I did. My mother. The betrayal wasn't the car. It was the ease. The comfort with which they erased me. People think revenge is loud, explosive, screaming matches and shattered glass. That's what fools do. I didn't confront them. Not yet. My lady adapted. Arrived places in Uber-C, listened when my sister complained about fuel prices for a car that was never hers. I let them think I was defeated. Behind the scenes, I became meticulous. I requested document copy. AC pulled CCTV footage from the notary office, dated, time-stamped, undeniably consulted a lawyer who didn't blink when I said the word forgery. I opened a private account, redirected my income, removed my name from shared utility. AC documented everything, messages, voice notes, casual admissions disguised as jokes. I learned patience from watching them underestimate me. The plan wasn't revenge. It was correction. The timing mattered. Grandma's annual family dinner was sacred. Everyone showed up. Everyone behaved. It was where truth carried weight because lies couldn't survive her stare. So I waited. I walked in that night in borrowed heels and an Uber receipt still warm in my pocket. Let Grandma ask the question. Let my mother answer. And I watched the room freeze exactly the way I had imagined it. Grandma turned to me. "Is that true?" I nodded once. No drama, no tears. Just truth. I never gave the car away. My mother laughed nervously. Don't be so serious. We're family. Grandma stood up. Slowly. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't accuse. She asked for the documents. The ones my mother didn't know I'd already sent her that morning. Watching realization crawl across my mother's face was instructional. Grandma read in silence each page, a verdict each signature nail. Then she did the unexpected. She handed the papers to my sister. Read, she said. My sister's hands shook. When she finished, Grandma said, You will return the vehicle tonight. My mother opened her mouth. Grandma lifted one finger. And you, she said to my mother, will explain to the lawyer why you thought stealing from your own child was acceptable. The word stealing landed hard. Clean. Final. But the real payoff wasn't the SUV. It was everything else. The accounts my mother controlled frozen pending investigation. The family trust restructured. The inheritance she assumed was guaranteed reconsidered. I didn't ask for punishment. I simply stopped protecting them from consequences. When my mother tried to apologize later, I listened. Then I said, You didn't think I'd notice. That was the truth that hurt the most. I drove the SUV home that night. Not because I needed it, because it was mine. The leather smelled the same. The engine purred like it remembered me. In the rearview mirror, the house grew smaller. So did the version of me who accepted being overlooked. I didn't feel joy. I felt alignment. Justice isn't loud. Sometimes it's just watching people finally face the version of you they underestimated. And realizing you were never confused. You were patient.